What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. You made it. It's the Friday Live with Lauren show. I feel like I need to say welcome back to myself, but welcome back to all of you. If you are watching today, leave some comments. It's been a while. Let me know you're here. We are still going live from the company page, which I know does not have as much visibility. So, as always, if you've been here before, do me a favor, share the show. Let some other people know we are live right now. Let me know you can hear me. I don't think I'm on mute. I think we're good. But what's up? Happy Friday. If you are following me, you saw my post today. My guest had an emergency happen, dealing with some issues and flooding in their home. So we're going to let Jennifer reschedule and come back on a different day. And was trying to decide if I was going to go live with you all today or not. I don't really have topics planned. This will not be a full hour show. But today was supposed to be the day we came back, and I wanted to come back and say hello to everybody. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Hello to you too. It is good to be here. I did post. I asked everybody, do you want me to go live today? Do you want me to skip it? What's up, right? So a bunch of people said go live anyway, so that's what we're doing. We're here today. And we'll go through some of those comments. We'll talk a little bit. If you have questions, you can ask your questions in the chat. I will try to answer them if I can. I'll give you the updates I can and tell you what I can, but it is good to be back. I'd like to say that. And then I like to always ask everybody, where are you joining from? I am in sunny South Florida. I have a new client that is requiring some in-office work, so I have not been out in the sun much this week. But the goal is over the weekend to get in the sun. But I am in sunny South Florida. We are filming in Boca Raton. It is beautiful. Where are you today? What is the weather like? Should I be jealous, or do you want to come to South Florida? Tom is in Cape Cod. I bet it is gorgeous there today. All right. You probably saw in the intro, the last guest I had on the show is Gina Riley. I just want to call that out. Gina was a great guest. And then I had a brief hiatus. But if you go back to that previous episode, you can catch Gina's episode. We talked about a bunch of great stuff. And then one of my favorite things that happened this week, I had a chance to meet one of my guests in person for the first time. So if you watched the show last year, you probably saw the episode with Chris Kowaleski. And he was in town. And we finally got the chance to meet in person. We had dinner, which was wonderful. He is exactly the person that you think he is, probably even better. But it was wonderful to get to meet him in person. There's some people who've been on the show that I've definitely met that I know, but there's some that I've never had the pleasure of meeting, and some I probably never will. So it was awesome to get to meet Chris in person. And super excited to just reconnect. Got to say what's up to Lee. Hey, Lee, it is so good to see you. I saw you said to go live anyway. We're going to go live and talk about some of the things you posted. So thank you. And what's up? Micah's in the house. Happy Friday. I feel like it's been a while. Micah watched the show last season, like Lee and Tom. And I know, Micah, you were a recipient of some of the Sendoso stuff when we were doing Sendoso giveaways. We are not anymore. If LinkedIn just heard that, don't shut us down. We're not doing giveaways. No worries. But yeah, Tom says it's sunny in the mid 60s where he's at. I'm definitely jealous of that. All right. It has been a while since I've been live. Probably going to drink a lot of water while we're live today. But we will move through some topics. I had some people comment a few things on my post. So let's go over them and we'll kind of go in order. Chris Jarvis, I love your comment about deep dish pizza. And had I seen it in time to plan that for lunch, I would have had a deep dish pizza and eaten it on the show. There's Chris. What's up? If you watched last season, there was an episode where I think we actually, we did a pizza taste test, and we had some pizza on the show that was local to Boca in South Florida. We got to say what's up to Phil. Hey, we got ATL in the house. Phil, we got to make it happen in person. I know when I was in Atlanta, we couldn't make it happen, but we got to make that happen in person. But yeah, so back to the post. Anyway, Chris, we will definitely do another pizza taste test on the show soon. I just couldn't get that done today. But let's talk about networking and in-person events. That was something Chris said that we should talk about. You guys know I love to talk about networking and in-person events. And one of the slept on, in my opinion, networking techniques that I've been using, really with my connections, trying to grow my network and have more genuine connections, is paying attention to the people who have viewed my LinkedIn profile, right? If you have premium, you can probably see who's been viewing your profile if they have their settings set where they allow that. And paying attention to the people who've been viewing my profile, the people who connect with me once they view my profile, and really prioritizing some of those relationships has been a really good way lately for me to focus on networking the right way. I think some of us grow our network so large and so big that we know someone for everything, but we can't find that person anymore. And we end up not having as many genuine relationships. So I've been really focused on that rather than just connecting with anyone and everyone, having more of a focused approach. Obviously, I have not been on LinkedIn as much. I have not been growing my network as much. So take that with a grain of salt if you want to, but that's kind of where I am at. What's up, Mark Gero in the house? I saw Mark when Jesse Lezak was in town. I got to meet Jesse in person, and Mark is local to me in Boca. That was pretty cool. And yes, Phil, as soon as I can plan another trip to Atlanta, or if y'all want to come south, come to South Florida, let me know. But in terms of networking and in-person events that Chris Jarvis talked about, I have not done as many in-person events. And that is simply because I'm busy. I'm busy with business. I'm busy with doing things. And it was interesting my first year in business. I planned a lot of in-person events and I did a lot of in-person networking, and it worked. We went to the right people, we met the right clients, and we signed some good business. But we have been busy and I have not had time to plan in-person events. And truth be told, when I do have some downtime lately, instead of doing in-person events, I've been spending time with my kid. We did the water park over spring break, which was amazing, phenomenal. Said it was the best day of his life. So yeah, just prioritizing different things and working when there's work to be done, but really trying to relax and take some time off. And yes, come down. It's so nice down here right now. Okay, so that's really my take on networking in-person events. I know there's some good ones. If I do in-person events this year, I'm not going to go to anything huge. It's all going to be focused on smaller events, more like 8 to 10 persons dinner, stuff, smaller stuff like that. Nothing huge. And as Phil commented on the page, tomorrow is National Deep Dish Pizza Day. So if you eat some deep dish pizza tomorrow, please tag me and let me know. Maybe we'll have you come on the show and talk about how it went and all your pizza you had. Okay. Gregory said that we should definitely go live. I haven't seen him here today, but we are live, Gregory. And Gregory, you commented that you want to be a substitute guest. Dude, we want to have you on as a real guest, and you are totally level up worthy. We want you on. I want to have you on. And I did have a few people comment today offering to be like a stand-in guest. I just want to touch on that. The only reason I did not do that is because I simply know that the people I want to have on the show can provide so much value. I want them to have time to invite people. I want them to have time to network and share the show. I don't want it to be something that is so rushed and just thrown together quickly. Bless his heart, last year, Joshua Bailey came on with me, and it was last minute. Somebody had canceled on me, and it was wonderful of him to do that for me. But in the same instance, I know that Josh deserved more than I could give him in that short show that we did. So if you commented that you want to come on the show, I want you to come on the show. Please come on the show. Message me, DM me. Let's work on that. I'll reach out to you guys. But that's why I didn't really pull anybody on last minute today. I don't expect we'll be live for even a full 30 minutes today. I think we're just going to have a quick check-in. Again, if you have questions or anything you want to talk about, you can ask me in the comments. Happy to try to dive into some of that. But yeah, I felt like this could just be a quick check-in episode, and we can actually get back into the meat of it next week. We have some more guests scheduled. Yes, it was great. I know that you spent more time with Jesse because I don't ever get to see Jesse, but we have to meet again. We don't live an hour from each other, so let's make sure that happens. Okay, let's get back to what other things people talked about. So Gregory, please reach out to me. Let's get you booked on the show. Michael, yeah, I could find someone to fill in, but I didn't want to fill someone in. But thank you for the wonderful compliment. I do appreciate that you always show up and support. It's really important. I appreciate it. I know Andrew commented about being a replacement. Andrew, I'd love to have you on too, but same thing. You guys deserve your whole show. You deserve to have time to promote that. And I want to get you guys to come on when you guys can really get to talk about topics and we have time to really plan it. So that's why I didn't do that today. Mark Mack talked about when he had somebody cancel on his show a few weeks ago. And if you host a live show, it's destined to happen. Whether something happens on my end and I have to cancel on somebody else last minute, or something happens on their end and they end up canceling on me, things happen, and you can have a list of backup people and you can be ready to go with something else. And typically I am. Any other season, that's been my life. But the beginning of this year, I was dealing with some health stuff, and honestly, the show took a back burner. The show doesn't pay my bills. This is a passion project. I love going live. I love seeing you guys every Friday, but the show just had to take a back burner. Something in my life had to go on pause, and this was the thing that did it. And it was sad for me personally, just because I had worked so hard on building the show for so long and staying so consistent. And you guys know consistency is hard. Posting every day is hard. Going live every Friday is hard. So getting to the point where I had to take a step back was really hard and disappointing. I think I also went through a little bit of depression through all of that. Like, it was sad to not be here on Fridays. But I physically wasn't well enough to show up some weeks, and then other weeks mentally just wasn't here, wasn't ready to give you guys my all and my full energy. And the energy I had to be focused on the actual work. So it's good to be back. It is good to be here. I am actually back in the podcast studio. If you watch the first couple episodes, I was talking about trying to kind of get my own studio set up. I actually do have most of that. We haven't figured out everything completely, but I've got most of that set up. I am just now working with a client back in my old building, and I'm in the office here. So it didn't make sense to leave and go to the other office I'm in. Just walking back into the podcast studio made sense. So happy to be back in the studio that I'm comfortable with. It made going live today much easier, much more comfortable. And it's just really nice to be back in this routine on Fridays. I know Corey said he'd like to come on. Corey DM me. He's got some great sales stuff happening with his team. Corey, we got to get you on. I have some sellers who really, really want to know. And then Hannah, who I used to work with, says we could talk about some ex-clients' worst practices, how to handling hiring properly. So there's definitely some worst practices out there. I'm not going to spill the tea too much, but I will tell you, you probably shouldn't have a Slack channel that refers to your candidates in bad names or anything like that. And if you want to know more, you can DM me. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. So what's coming up? A show from the beach. Lee, I am brave enough to take my laptop to the pool. I'm not brave enough to take it to the beach. I haven't figured out the sand thing. But I am brave enough to take my laptop to the pool. We could potentially do that one day. We could do margaritas by the pool or something. That would be fun. A Friday afternoon happy hour episode or something. But what is actually coming up? Hold on. Let's get the calendar. I have some really amazing guests scheduled. I have some recruiters coming on in the next couple weeks. I have, let us see. I have Paul Boyles coming on next week. That was one that had to be rescheduled when I was sick. We're super excited to have Paul on. Oh goodness, I have some good people coming up. Y'all, you're going to want to hang out on the Fridays coming up. And then we also have some space to get some people rescheduled. I know I have a few people who I had to reschedule. A few people I had to reschedule from those weeks I was out. So if you're waiting on a reschedule, there's plenty of dates now. We're going to have a lot of episodes coming up on Fridays. I want you guys to also start telling us what you want to hear about. We typically do 4 topics. We typically have a very structured show. Things are going to change a little bit. Guests are not going to be on for the entire full hour every single episode. We're going to change it up. We're going to shake it up. Things are going to be a little bit different. Leslie Vanetz also made a comment about the series I used to do that was more of a get ready with me series on LinkedIn, which maybe we'll bring that back. I've had some people ask for that. So that'll be an interesting take to see what you guys think if you would like us to do a Get Ready With Me series on LinkedIn. One of the things I always like to point out about the Get Ready With Me series is that there is a lot that goes into when you are a woman that you have to put into your appearance that most men do not when it comes to showing up. And most women are expected to be at a certain level. Like if I show up and I don't have makeup on, you guys are going to tell me I look sick. You're going to ask me if I'm tired. You're going to wonder if I'm feeling okay, because the expectation is, and the person I am is that I show up with the look, right? And there's a lot of time and effort and energy that's spent that goes into those kinds of things that I think a lot of women in the workplace deal with. And bringing that to LinkedIn and getting to Get Ready live. So one, you can see the effort and the energy and the time it takes, but two, get to talk to some people through that process. I thought it was an interesting show. I really enjoyed it. I only did it for a few weeks with Miss Rachel May. If you guys know Rachel May, she's phenomenal. But we did it for a few weeks. We're thinking about bringing that back. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. The laptop and the beach do not mix. They don't mix. Maybe that could be the invention. If I have like somebody on here who's an engineer, we need to create something that can keep my laptop safe, because that's not happening. And a lot of y'all, not y'all who watch the show, I say y'all, like people. Ooh, that was like a weird lighting thing with the camera. Did y'all see that? Happening again. I don't know what's going on. A lot of people comment when I go live, or not go live, but even post a picture from the pool and I'm working. They're like, you can't see from the glare on your screen. And then I can see just fine. Thank you. I get plenty of work done, or I wouldn't be here talking about it. Cheers to that. You don't know better than me. Okay, question. How's the job market for higher paying roles? Do you see more companies hiring Q2? Mark, I wish I could tell you a straightforward answer to this. I think that with a lot of companies right now, especially companies that are going to be affected by tariffs and things they sell and products and prices and things like that, I think that a lot of people are being very cautious and very wary right now to see what happens. I don't think things are necessarily going to quit, but I think that some companies are going to tighten the reins right now just so we see what happens. I'm talking to people in sales cycles who already have jobs and prices quoted for things for, I'm not talking software, obviously, but quoted for things that now are going to cost so much more, and companies don't know what's really going to happen. So I don't know specifically. I think that people are going to have to be more flexible in things like job title and what they're willing to do, especially in terms of remote and hybrid work. I think that people who are willing to be hybrid are going to have a lot easier time finding a higher paying role, things like that. But I haven't seen anybody really shut hiring down. I've just seen a lot of people kind of rein some things in. I've seen some people switching from, and this is more startups. I've seen some startups switching from hiring full-time employees to hiring some more contract employees to kind of see what the next 90 days holds. So one, I think it really depends on your industry. Really depends on what you're doing, your industry. And I think it also depends on how flexible you're willing to be right now. The job market is still tough. It's still not a great job market. Anybody who's in their job search will tell you that. And it's not easy right now. So I think that if you are in a role where you are evaluating your next opportunity, stay where you're at while you figure it out. I don't think this is the time to jump ship and just say, I'll find a job. I think a lot of us have known that for a while. And then for people who've been laid off, I think that if you're up in the middle of a layoff, that it is important to network and it is important to have other people looking out for you. But at the end of the day, most of my clients get jobs the old-fashioned way. They apply for a job on a company website, they talk to a recruiter, they talk to a hiring manager, and they get through the process. And it's figuring out how to tailor your resume correctly, how to have the conversation, how to reach out to the people to get noticed and have the conversation. But most of the time, the people who are getting jobs that I know, they're not having somebody refer them in and so said so-and-so to somebody. It's not that. I'm seeing a lot more people who are actually getting through by applying on the actual company website. Stay put or line something else up first. Yes. Staying put or lining something else up. The other thing I want to touch on is this, and from Micah's comment, is that you can't necessarily think that because you've been somewhere for a long time, you have stability. I don't think that many of us really feel that stability anymore, or that safety net, right, of like tenure helps us or anything like that. I think at the end of the day, it's a boardroom and a budget, and you fall into that line or you don't. But I do think that there's a lot to be said for always be interviewing, always be networking, always be looking at job boards, always be seeing what's out there. You don't want to be the person who ends up in 5 or 10 years who says, I haven't looked at the market. I don't know what I should be getting paid. I don't know what my resume should look like. I don't have any of my wins. Do it now. Do it now. You have the time. Tom, hustle mark. Most companies are risk off right now. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Tom, you got the best advice. You always know you got good advice. Okay, what else? Let's talk about some stuff going on LinkedIn right now. I want to know if you are watching, have you seen, or if you watch this, the replay, let me know. Have you seen all the stuff going on with like Apollo and Seamless and company pages just being completely obliterated? What do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to happen with companies like that? And the page just, I don't know. It's interesting to me. I took some time off, and coming back to all of that drama, I feel like I got to go back and do some research and really understand all of it. But it's really, really intriguing to me to see that there's literally company pages just completely wiped off of LinkedIn. And it really did make me realize how important it is to have a database and I know everybody says, build your newsletter. Listen, I don't want to build a newsletter because I don't want to email or spam you guys or be annoying. But if LinkedIn went away tomorrow, I would like to have your email address so that I could tell you, hey, I'm still going to have the show on Friday and this is how you could watch it. So I think that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to set up some type of contact book database where we can share information, just so that if you want me to have your information, I can. But again, I don't want to be that person who's selling people's information or just collecting data. It's freaking annoying. You all know that. There has been, I don't know, there's been a lot of like changes to lives and things on LinkedIn. And I feel like some people feel like LinkedIn really leaned into video, and now they're really not leaning into video so much. A lot of people said video was the way. I'm still not finding that I'm watching as many videos on LinkedIn as I thought I would be this year. I thought I would really be leaning into video a lot more. You're clueless. I'm clueless. Whatever you're talking about, we'll figure it out. We'll have a whole in-depth story. We'll get somebody on and we'll spill the real tea. Yes. I rely on LinkedIn too much. I've realized that now. So, anyway, I don't see as much video on LinkedIn. I know I plan to post a lot more video on LinkedIn this year. And then with everything that happened to me in the beginning of the year, the best laid plans, you know what they say. So I'm trying to slowly get back into doing more video, posting more video, but it's just not going to be the priority for me. The other thing I'm realizing is that when your business really, really does take off and you really are doing well and you're busy, you don't have as much time to be on LinkedIn and to be as active and to be in front of the people that you still want to be connected with and engage with. So I'm trying to balance that and see that, especially as my business grows. We have a number of clients now that we're not just placing for, but we're doing a lot more consulting work, and business looks different this year than it did last year, 1,000,000%. And that's not a bad thing. It's a great thing, but it's different. And trying to figure out all of these things, like the things I love to do with you guys on Friday, it's just becoming more of an interesting feat. So it's wonderful to be back. This is great. I can't believe we've almost been live for 30 minutes already. That's absolutely insane to me. What are some other updates I can give you guys? Okay, you all know about my son, Axel. What's up, Tom? I'm going to give you an Axel update. Axel had a hernia surgery. He is doing wonderful and well, and wants to come back on the show and do a taste test of some food. So I think the Friday that he gets out of school, we'll have Axel on as a special guest, and we'll do a show with Axel, and keep kind of that moving. I know I bring him on once a season, but really just getting to kind of share the success of the show and not just the show, but my business with him. And I went home the other night and he said, Mommy, did your client sign your contract today? And I said, no, baby, not today. But just the fact that my son, my 7-year-old, understands what we're working towards and what we're doing, it's pretty special and important. So this weekend, he's got baseball tournament. We are getting close to playoffs. Yes, I'm glad for him too. He got a triple play. I don't know. We're just talking about my kid for a minute. Axel got a triple play in baseball. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a triple play. I'd never even seen one happen in the pros, but he got a triple play in baseball, which was pretty impressive a few weeks ago. And he is just back to being his cute little adorable self, and so much fun and energy and light, and still enjoying the sunrise and the sky and appreciating all the little things. So go give your kids some love and hugs. Call your adult children, play with your grandkids, whatever you got. Enjoy it. Life is short. You never know when it's going to be over. And you never know when you're going to be too sick to enjoy that time with them. When I was ill earlier in the year, I remember at one point Axel coming into my room and looking at me and be like, Mommy, you've just been sick for so long. And it really wasn't that long, but it felt like that long. So spend the time with the people you can while you can, and enjoy it. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a ton of other updates for you guys. I'm just happy to be back. I'm excited to be back. We're not doing any giveaways this year. So if you only showed up for the giveaways, guess you can remove us off your calendar Fridays at 3. But I'm just looking at you guys who are showing up. Thank you so much for showing up today. I really do appreciate it. I think we're going to move the show back to my normal page next week. I don't know. Who cares? We're going to figure some new stuff out. But all the love for you guys. Thank you so much for showing up and being here for me. I appreciate you guys. I have felt the support while I've been gone and while I've been out. And it's really just meant the world that you guys are all here waiting for me to get back. So good to see you too, Micah. I hope I can actually see you all soon. And we'll see you next week at 3 p.m. Set your calendar. Bye, guys.